Welcome to another episode of War Hero to Superhero. And this is a special occasion at War Hero to Superhero because every few months we have a fifth week in the month. Did you know it was a fifth week? I'm still confused on this fifth week. So I want to welcome you to the Superhero Sanctum. And here, this is when we go over and bring in a unique guest that of special influence. Seems like special influence going slow. To depart superhero tactics to our beloved audience for your growth. And our special guest for today is Pattie Godfrey Sadler. She goes over and specializes in taking authors and taking your message and making it in reality of a book and to go over and to grow your influence and make you who you want to be. So we're going to bring her in, and I want to welcome you again, Pattie Sadler. Let's bring her to the feet.
Hi, thank you, Daniel, and thank you for having
me. All right, Pattie, that's fantastic. I'm glad I got you. I was like questionable. Like my feet was going like.
It's okay.
So let's go bring you in because the content's most important, not my lag. So one of the first questions I want to go ask you is, with writing a book, why do most people not write their book?
Oh, there's a couple reasons for that. First of all, some people don't really feel like their story really matters. And what's really important, number one, is everybody has a story that can serve a purpose. Everybody has experience that can help somebody else. But your story is just as important and just as significant as somebody else's, anybody else's. Another reason they don't write their book is they just don't write. If you would take 10 minutes a day and just take time out to write things down and get it out on the paper, you could accomplish so much more than you can realize. A lot of them just don't start. Starting is a big deal.
Yeah, so that's huge in that part. So let's say we get past that point. We actually start and invest those 10 minutes a day. So now I invest those 10 minutes a day for a couple months, a couple weeks. I don't know how long I did. And I say, I got something. How easy it now to take that writing and get it published. Maybe it's a short book, maybe it's a long book, maybe it's a comic book, whatever it is. Now I got a product. How easy is it to get published?
So every book is different, and everything takes a little bit of a different process when you're doing it. But you guys, we have the technology, we have the ability to be global now. Everyone does. But it is really easy to get published. It's a matter of having the desire to get it done.
So what way do you typically get it done for people then?
Okay, so we offer all of the services. Once you have a manuscript or an outline, we can help with ghostwriting, or we can help you learn how to write your manuscript or work with you while you write it to create the content. That usually generally takes about a year and a half to do that if you don't have the content complete. But if you have a manuscript and it needs some editing, that's fine. We'll do all the editing. We'll do the formatting. We do the cover design. We assign the ISBNs. We get them in the Library of Congress. We do everything.
Wow, that's pretty exclusive because I know for myself, I did everything on my own. Absolutely everything. I did the recording, I did the transcripts, I did the ISBN, all that stuff. I had to go figure all that out. So that's pretty huge that you go over and offer that service. So I know a lot of my veterans might be in this place, especially my veteran entrepreneurs. They wrote their first book, but nobody's buying. They're like, it's crickets on Ingram Spark or Amazon or wherever they want to publish it. So what could they go over and do to actually get the word out, to get the purchases happening?
Make sure that first of all, when you tag it and you do your different topics and so forth, that you make them relevant. Another thing you do is, my company, we have a special program that we run our books through, and for a very small fee of $250, we can guarantee a best-selling book. You've really got to promote it all the time. Promote. Marketing is really important. Also, you need to build a community and bring people in to be part of that community about your book. And some of these things, if you were to reach out to me, I can absolutely sit and discuss with you. I have no qualm or problem doing that. I want to help people to be successful.
Yeah, so we're supposed to be as the person advertising our book. Do you also offer advertising services for that person? It's like, hey, I'm already grinding out a full-time job and I'm already, posting on social media, but maybe advertising my book's a little weird for me. Do you also offer advertising services in that
I
particular
actually have a few people that I work with that do that for a very, very, very small cost. They do blogs. They'll get 50 blogs out for you. They'll help with, set up the calls to set you up in the schools and different things like that. But I do have all kinds of really neat resources. So if you need help with anything, I would say reach out to me because I would love to help you out.
That's really cool. And things I didn't even know, and I've known you for a while. So that's good information. All right, so let's get into the thing that most authors are always hearing about, bestseller campaigns. It's like, do I need to have that on my book? Is it worthwhile to do a campaign? What is actually a bestseller campaign? Is that even possible for me for being little person in the group?
It is possible. It is possible for everyone. Oh, something happened with my chair. I'm sorry. It's possible for all of us to, there's just a little bit of manipulation. I have a network with publishers that we support each other and we buy each other's books to support best-selling statuses. Mm-hmm. So we have an app that we run everything through, and all of the publishers that are involved, we all go in and buy the book, and then we also do an online launch for you where you can bring in your audience, and I can definitely guarantee you a best-selling status. But a bestseller campaign is when you reach your numbers come under 100 in one day, and we have to have like a certain period of time. You have to snap a picture of it on Amazon. You have to have proof. And once you've come down below 100, and I mean, I would say not one of our authors has been higher than a 5. Mm-hmm. What was your number, Daniel? I can't remember what we had for yours. So if it was like 4 or 5 or something like that.
I would have to go look back on those regards. And because I did it differently, it takes 120 days to actually aggregate my numbers. So yeah. I will get back with you on that particular regard. But yeah, I got up pretty high. I went from like a few hundred to like into the single digits for a moment, double digits in between. And I had obscure categories. So for me, it's one of those things that I should have went to more in depth. So if you're listening and you're trying to learn from this, your categories are key when you do this bestseller campaign.
Absolutely key. Yes, they are.
Yeah. So definitely you want to give a Pattie and go over and range those categories. Now, if you're publishing, the best way to go over and do that to get the bestseller campaign is actually to have Amazon separate from that particular regard, because Amazon, you do a lot more power instantaneously compared to Ingram Spark. But I got exponential growth in the numbers in those 24 to 48 hours I went over and did. So if you do like me, and I had to learn, I was more concerned about worldwide distribution, and I was scattered everywhere, but you lose some control when you have that many places and platforms that you're in your book. So
it's certainly harder to keep track of all of the devices. Now, this app that we run it through takes a snapshot of your seller status on Amazon every hour for 48 hours. So we're able to monitor your numbers, and so we don't miss anything.
Yeah. So that's a good thing to go over and have. And if people want to see my numbers, me and Pattie can get those numbers to you if you want to see how mine went. So, all right. So publishing a book is a lot easy. I just go write 10 minutes a day, and I go over and go through you and your services and whatnot. And I can become a bestseller. I don't have to make millions of dollars to go over and do that. But the question is that at the end of the day, so I got bestseller. I wrote myself a book. How does this help me? What's the point of it? Like, and what type of person does it help? I mean, if I just write my memoir about my, sick aunt and I get bestseller, what does that do for me compared to, let's say I'm a business owner or an entrepreneur? So how would this go over and help me?
Okay, so, it helps all of us. But first of all, when you're leaving a legacy and you have a best-selling status, that leaves something for your family, something for them tangible to hold on to, throughout the generations. It's huge. Leaving a legacy is huge. So doing a book is absolutely leaving a legacy for your family and your ancestors that are to come, okay, and your genealogy to come, and those that are going to come before you. Then for a business person or somebody that has a mighty message or has a story or something they want to share, they want their voice to be heard so they can support or serve another. It's key, because when you get a best-selling status, it's credibility. Having a book itself gives you credibility. and it gives people the opportunity to get your information and look over it and hang on to it and hold on to it. But it gives you the credibility you need to build your audience and build your portfolio.
And that's very good to go over and to know. And it also can build you speaking engagements. It can build you other things and bring in other revenue into your pockets that you didn't anticipate.
Yeah, having a book gives you it opens so many doors, and it gives you so many more opportunities. That credibility is a big thing, but it does open a lot of doors. And when you decide you want to become a speaker, if you've got a book in hand, people they will want to follow you. They will want to come to your events because they'll want to sign copy. It just helps you to be more well-rounded.
That's really cool. Let's go check the comments before we get into our last couple questions.
Awesome. Yeah, let's do.
It looks like our Miss Syra. I had her on my show, and I'm hacking her name.
Hi.
But she went over and she got promoted to our War Hero to Superhero episode on the television. She'll be on next month, but she loves this as a great topic. So
wonderful. Thank you so much for your comment.
All right. So why is my thing clicking? Awesome. I love lives, don't you? Things just don't work always. So my next question for you, and this is the second to last question, is how did you get into this line of work? I mean, you just don't wake up at 18 years old and be like, yeah, I'm going to help people do bestseller publishing.
You absolutely do not. Excuse me. So about 12 years ago, I wanted to share my story, and I started my journey. I worked with a New York Times best-selling author, and I worked with her for 2 years. And she trained me in publishing. She trained me in, outlines, just every single thing you can think about: cover design, marketing, and just, everything. And this was about a 2-year program. And it was like going to the University of Publishing, really is what it was like.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a friend who had started a publishing company, and I was like, I don't know why you're doing that, because I would never do that. Never, number one. Because the good Lord will provide a way for you to appreciate it a little bit more. But I moved to Utah about 6 years ago to take care of my parents. They were elderly. My dad, I took care of him for a couple of years. He passed away at 89, and my mother passed away in January at 93.
Wow.
And I'm a very, I love to work. I have to work all the time. I'm not one person that can sit around. And so, honestly, my Heavenly Father, and he gave me an opportunity to work from home and take care of my dear sweet mother. And he brought the clients to me, and it's just been, and in fact, every client that I have had, be it a children's book, nonfiction or fiction, doesn't matter, but they all have a big, mighty message. And that's what's so great about working with these people, is helping them to get those out there. It's just turned into a real passion.
That's really cool. Yeah, I never anticipated that. Like, that's another part of your story I didn't know. It's like, that's really cool. So our last question for you, and we ask this to every person that's on War Hero to Superhero, is if you had to give 3 superhero tactics that you could give to our audience for them to apply now in their lives, what would you go over and give them?
Okay, the very first thing would be gratitude. When we can find a gratitude, we can reach a higher level of vibration in our life. And when we focus on what we are grateful for, it helps us to be able to achieve in other areas. It totally has to do with the vibrations in our life and the positives. When we focus on those things that we can be grateful for, we can find many ways to do better in what we're doing, and things look better the next day always.
That's cool.
The other thing is serve others. Whatever it is you're doing, whatever your passion is, include the service of others, because serving others really helps us more than it helps them in a way that you just can't imagine. That also builds on your vibration and builds you up to a higher space. But serving others gives others what they need to, and it works both ways. So it's an energy that builds us up and helps us to do better in our lives. So be grateful, serve others, and take care of yourself. Don't forget the self-care. You know, even though you're serving others, you need to serve yourself as well. And you need to take that time out. Do your meditation, take, you know, work, whatever you need to find that one space that tells you, okay, I'm taking care of myself. And do it, you know, do it daily. Make a practice out of it. Do it, you know, purposefully. Because, you know, that's just a really healthy thing to do. And it'll help you to be grounded for the other things you're going to do, for the gratitude, for the giving, for the serving, for the work, all of it.
That's really cool, because if you're not doing that, there's no point of publishing a book, because you're just not living it out authentically.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So if you can tell us a little bit what's in the ticker, because we've been kind of, you know, spotlighting this website for a while. So can you tell us what it's about and everything else?
Okay, so New Life Clarity is the name of our publishing company, New Life Clarity Publishing. I believe that when you get clear with your own story, and sometimes the therapeutic part of writing can really change your life. You may not want to publish your book, but I tell people, write every day. It's therapeutic. It helps you to flesh out your story and get clear on where you've been and what you have. So I would say, you know, get clear. So New Life Clarity is getting clear on your story so you can have a new life and give it to others. Okay.
That's really cool.
So newlifeclarity.com, at newlifeclarity.com, we do everything. We do, like I said, we assign the numbers, we do the Library of Congress, we do the editing, the formatting, the cover design, the graphics. We have illustration. We have people that do illustration. And then we do the publishing. We do the online launch. We help you to manage your campaign and everything else, and set you up so that you can find success. We also promote you, and we have a stage called the Heart Talks. It's going to be launching in October. Okay. And every author that comes through and works with us will have an opportunity to speak on that stage. The point of Heart Talks is literally to drop your heart on the floor to save someone else's life. So if you have a mighty message and you have something that you want to share with people, you can go right to newlifeclarity.com and go into, you know, contact us, and absolutely just put in there, you know, it doesn't have to be just publishing, but just go in there and mention Heart Talks. I will reach out to you and get you some more information about that. We're also going to be on Roku and all these other platforms in the fall with a 20 episode series. Wow. So all of our authors get to be in on this. It's just a wonderful opportunity to get you out there, get you published, get your name seen, get you on television so you can promote your message. We give you all kinds of opportunities.
And also, what Pattie hasn't mentioned is that Pattie can help you get on TV also, because Pattie goes over for Heart Talks. If you have a heartfelt message or an author who want to get to the next level, you can connect with Pattie and get on the Easy Way Network and be under her brand, in the sense that if you have a heartfelt message. Yeah. And that gets out to 15 different platforms plus, and many different opportunities in the Easy Way. And we're streaming live on the Easy Way wall right now. So this is one of the platforms. So if you're watching from there, you can be under Pattie's brand if you already have yourself a book and a published author, because, you know, I might be a published author, but she's like the king or a queen. Actually, both. You have both roles. You're so awesome on that particular publishing. So you can connect with her on that next level.
You're really kind, Daniel.
Well, it's true. It's true. I'm not going to go make up BS. If it was told, no, if people think I'm making BS, they need to check my eyes. So I want to thank you for going over and joining Pattie, just for being our special guest on the Superhero Sanctum. Again, this is a very rare occasion, so we wanted a rare person to go jump on here. People that are watching, if you want to connect with Pattie, you go to New Life Clarity. And if you want to bring Pattie to the next level on War Hero to Superhero, we do this in 3 locations. We do this through social media and the Easy Way Wall live. We do this pedopolo in a podcast. But the thing that's most precedence for us to get the message out there is our TV show. So War Hero to Superhero goes really in depth. So if you want Pattie back for more of that golden wisdom, because we only gave you so much because we know you couldn't handle it all on live. If you want to take her to the next level, we would love you to watch all 19 minutes and 45 seconds and counting. But a view on social media is only 3 seconds. So if you can't spare it for at least the next couple of days and you watch this on the podcast, go over and give her a 3-second view. If she gets the most views in 72 hours, she will be uplifted to our Superhero Sanctum. And we only have a few episodes a year because
Wow.
a 5th week in a month, that doesn't happen too often. And this is it. This is the 5th week of the month. So give her 3 seconds. And if she gets the most in 72 hours, she'll be uplifted. And we just had, Miss Sadler. She is our uplifted war hero to superhero. She'll be on next month. She actually got about 700 to 800 views. So let's go beat that. Let's go have more. Let's have 1,000. Let's have 2,000. Get this message out there.
Amazing.
So I want to thank you all for joining. Pattie, you got last shots before we close out?
Let me ask you a question, Daniel. In sharing this, can we share this on regular social media and they click on it and it still works?
You mean for the counts? It can be shared through on Facebook, yes, as long as it goes back to Facebook in that regard. Because I share in so many social medias, I just use Facebook as my counter. I mean, I would love to get more YouTube subscribers. So if you're watching YouTube, we only have 12 right now. So we'd love to grow that. But that we do Facebook as a count because it's the fastest, most aggregated number. Because YouTube has a different algorithm and everything else. I understand Facebook best. So.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for having me, you guys. Let me just say this. Your story really matters and your story deserves to be told. If you want somebody that's going to take you by the hand and hold your hand through the whole process and watch you fly like an eagle, and it really, really has your success at hand and it is affordable, please contact me directly through newlifeclarity.com. Also, the email is info@newlifeclarity.com. But you go ahead and reach out to me. I will respond. And even if you have questions or just want a little bit of support or some brainstorming, I love that. I'd love to spend time and help you. So let me know how I can support you. Other than that, Daniel, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. And hopefully our audience goes over and contacts you because it's affordable and it's true. I talked to her for 2 months prior to even going over and booking. So totally true. So we'll let you guys on a note. We'll check you on another episode of War Hero to Superhero and the Superhero Sanctum. Our last episode's a little early tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you people are getting off work and you're like, I'm airing, I need to do some self-care. So episode first and self-care second. So